Okay, and welcome to this next, video and marketing tip for golf teachers and golf instructors. And something I wanted to talk about today was, vitally important to any type of, what I call outreach or marketing that you may do, whether it's just a small little amount of effort that you're putting into your marketing efforts to sign up new students, or you're putting a big push and you've decided that now is the time to really grow your student base. One of the subjects that I have, and I actually have one of our new Velocity students that are on with, a case study to share with you what happened for him through application. So you can see that it's not a bunch of hype, but it's actually very scientific, because marketing in many ways is about communication. And the ability to communicate to an individual, let alone the ability to communicate to a group of people, is vitally important to your golf school and your golf instruction success, especially if you're looking to increase your enrollments, increase your income and your financial security as a golf teacher, of course. We love the game, but we also need to take care of the bills and the family and support ourselves, and hopefully do it abundantly well and not just struggle to survive because we love the game. But Dennis, are you on right now? You can hear okay, everybody?
Yes, sir, Robert, right here.
Okay, great. Well, one of the things, I wanted to talk about before we jump into it a little bit is, this idea about, being specific of who we're communicating to, because, marketing is just another word for communication. And one of the things that we talk about is what we call our ideal client profile. And what I mean by that is your student that you're looking to attract or bring into your school through any of your efforts of marketing or sales, what have you. And of course, I teach a number of very specific strategies for that are either free or very inexpensive, that we'll talk more about later. Is it doesn't really have any effect unless you're communicating to the right individual, number one. And number two, you've got the right communication for the right individual that you're targeting. And what's interesting is most people, especially those who don't have any kind of marketing background, and most of the people that I talk to don't really have a business background, don't really have any marketing or sales background, but you love this game, or you're a professional athlete or an ex-professional athlete. And, we didn't go to business school. So to have what we call the essence and the really, I wouldn't say shortcut, but the real bare bones of exactly what you need to make the biggest impact, is having a very specific message after you've chosen who you're going to communicate to. Because this broad marketing approach, or the biggest mistake we see with people with no education and background in marketing or sales, is that they try to be everything to everybody, or put out some kind of generic message to everybody. And as I've talked about many times, being generic or being vanilla is, really death to marketing. And it doesn't communicate to anybody. It's like a watered down version of communication versus something that is laser-like, going to impinge, hit, your target market, impinge upon their heart, impinge upon their real needs and their values. And when we can communicate in an authentic way, we don't have to be a cheesy used car salesperson, but we really care about our prospects, care about our students. We're obviously going to address their specific needs. Now, how we can really target them is the ability to, first of all, narrow our message to one specific group of individuals. Now, this might be parents of juniors, if you've decided you really want to grow your junior golf school, because you can't communicate to a parent the same way that you communicate to a young executive. Let's say you wanted to get those 30 to 42-year-old young, aggressive, ambitious executives that are filled with testosterone. You're going to communicate to them very differently than you are going to be. Another huge demographic is baby boomers, men that are 50-year-old plus. So, to tailor the specific message to the specific individual is incredibly important for you, that we're going to talk more about today and share some more tips with you on how to do that. So Dennis, I know that you just got started with, my Velocity Students on Demand program for, your golf school. And, we'll keep it short and sweet, but, what part of the country are you in? You're in the United States, because we have instructors around the world, from, Europe to Asia to Canada and South America and everywhere in between. But you're located in what part of the country?
Well, I'm just south of Denver, Colorado, in a little town called Castle Rock. And I teach in Centennial, which is a few miles north and a little bit closer to Denver on the southeast side, another suburban area at Valley Country Club.
Great. So now you're fairly new, obviously, to Velocity. And I just wanted you to share what, on this subject, and what's just happened for you in this brief time that you've been with us, in a nutshell, to kind of share with the viewers, what's happened for you and the results.
Okay. Be happy to do that. First of all, I've been in this business most of my life, 40 plus years. And in my area here in Colorado, I'm one of the highest priced teachers, and believing that we had the right message and so forth, it was becoming frustrating for me to realize it was always coming down to the money. And having done my research, there was no one else in the area that was guaranteeing results. My hook is play better golf or lessons are free. But it was still not resonating with people. And through Velocity, you've given me so much enlightenment on how to go about this and to have a positive effect on the market. And it's paying off big time. And
so something just happened for you too. Now, you were talking about, I guess, just to reiterate, you've been getting more specific with your message to one specific market and demographic, right?
Well, basically what I'm really hitting on is the results. I'm getting people away from the money and just telling them, I don't sell my time, I sell results. And I want to guarantee you get what you want. All you have to do is follow the ABC instructions. And I'm committed. Are you? If you're committed, we're going to win. We're going to succeed. And I haven't been doing that. You've taught me how to do that.
Right. And as we've been reworking your message and reworking your communication out to, your local community, your demographic, the market, this one market that we're starting to go after, which is your first market. What's happened to you just recently? You kind of wrote me in a few days ago of something that had taken place for the first time here in a new way. What happened for you?
Well, first of all, Robert, we changed our packaging somewhat in the message aspect of it, saying, and this was fantastic for me when you taught us this earlier on. It's not the teacher qualifying for the student. Does a student qualify for the teacher? And trying to use this professionally, not arrogantly, but just with common sense, down-to-earth lingo, explaining to people that we only deal at the Uncomplicated Golf Academy with serious golfers. And the reason for that is we want our golfers to really succeed, and we want them to learn to play to their maximum potential. And it's better for everybody. It's more rewarding for me. And it's more fitting for the students that care that much about their game. And if they don't, then they probably want to go somewhere else.
And didn't you just have a result? We actually created some new products, actually a new package for you, I should call it. And you had a result right after you redesigned it. And what happened as a result there? You had something happen, didn't you?
Yes, we did. Our very basic package, and we start with a 12-month, come to 6-month, 3-month, and then we have kind of a starter package. And that gives the customer 8 visits, 8 2-hour sessions at Valley Country Club. And of course, we go through the student assessment process first, get their goals and so forth, and talk about the roadmap to get to those goals. And being honest with people, when they say, well, I just want to do 8 visits, I say, well, you're going to get the max anybody can get out of 8 visits. And then after you do that, if you want to get better, we'll go from there. So this program was $1,500. and we
So
offered
was
that.
this the first $1,500 package that you had sold? You're new at the program, but this is your first one that you just sold. This is the new package we created, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Great, great.
And it's the most I've ever charged for a package. I've had everything from 300 to 999, and now I'm going with 1,500. And the first one I showed it to says, "Yeah, I'll do that, but I don't want to pay two payments of 750 each. I want to save $100 and pay you 1,400 up front." And I said,
Nice,
"Okay,
nice.
we can do
Yes, we
that."
talked about this. We love helping students, but you also need a cash injection, a cash infusion. And this is actually one of the smaller packages, that we actually designed for you and put together and you brainstormed on, along with some, larger packages that were, I guess, even 3 to 4 times more expensive, which is very shocking. We see most golf teachers, they're excited when they sell a 10 pack or something like that.
Right.
And when you get to sell, something from, $1,500 to $15,000 per package, people think that we're nuts, and they go, oh, that's just, not available in today's economy and the golf market and the golf industry and all these other, baloney excuses. Is just because it's not been taught properly, in the golf industry, especially to golf teachers, to really have their business prosper, in a systematic step-by-step way, like you're implementing, into your business. And you're brand new. This is your very first new package right after we designed it and put it together. It started implementing it and sharing it with people, which is obviously exciting to see, as you grow, we implement the other larger packages in, as well as your VIP program. We kind of call it the Ferrari package and Rolls Royce package, while everybody else is trying to sell Volkswagens,
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so it's very exciting. And it's interesting because, one of the major things that we had talked about, it's very counterintuitive. And I think you're starting to see this as well, along with most golf teachers, where, believe it or not, while most people are struggling to get $100 an hour for a lesson, or $150 or $200 or $50, wherever they may be, they go, oh, it's the golf course. Oh, and it's not the golf course. It's my neighborhood. It's my city. And of course, there's challenges in every city around the world, in Colorado or in the United Kingdom or in Canada or in Barcelona, Spain. Every city, every area has its own challenges, but it doesn't matter, because as you're seeing more and more, if we communicate and we have the right message combined with a package that solves the problem of that demographic of people, because obviously you got to be very specific with the wants and needs and the pains and the concerns of a parent versus a young executive man or woman, or whoever that demographic is that you're marketing to. They got very different problems, and addressing those problems, not in an analytical way, just trying to fix somebody's swing, but in an emotional way, really hitting their emotional triggers, is what motivates people into action. And we've got a simple system on how to do that, of course, that you're experiencing and getting, the results from being brand new. But can you see the difference from what you've been doing for decades with your marketing as a golf coach, as a golf teacher? You're very experienced. You love your students. You care about them. Obviously, you've got a big heart, along with a big mind with tons of experience. And what do you see happening for you, this year compared to what's happened for you the last couple of years?
Well, there's so many things, Robert. I would have had to have a cheat sheet to list them all, but I can give you a couple. Number one, the emotional aspect of it, and learning how to navigate that process with your student is terrific. And it gets a person thinking in a way that they need to make the right decision, because otherwise they're always thinking money. And it doesn't matter how much they got. It's why should I pay this for that? And when we go to the emotional aspect of it, they understand why they should pay, because they're going to get that feeling, that magic feeling of succeeding, and whatever it is that comes along with that, whether it's a challenge, whether it's the feeling of self-satisfaction, lots of different things come into play. But that's terrific, and it's sincere, and it's genuine and authentic, and that's important to me.
Right. Is there any aspect that you notice it's like not about being a used car salesman or a pushy salesperson when we're marketing, these, special packages, we call them these unique packaging that we're doing for our students now. Obviously, they're much more expensive compared to, like John and Tim and Mark and Kelly and Betty, the people that were struggling to get $50 to $100 an hour are selling packages for 2,000, $7,000, $12,000 now. That's blowing their mind. And they're like, wait a minute, I was struggling to get $50 an hour for a lesson, making $2,500 a week. Or some retail centers now, like, retail facilities with virtual golf, simulators. Some of my clients have, a retail space, while some people are at a municipal golf course or a membership golf course like yourself, and everything in between. But it's the exact same principle, regardless if it's a retail space, a high-end country club, a low-end municipal golf course. Like John, almost $40,000 he made his second month with us in Velocity at a really low-brow municipal golf course, right? And you're in this gorgeous Colorado, nice, beautiful golf course, and it's the same principles, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And I think that people really stand up and take notice when you just lay it out there that you're not looking for 1,000 students. You're looking for students that are really serious about their game and seeing how well they can play and maximizing their potential. And if that doesn't ring the bell, you can move on. In the past, I wasted so much time not doing that. And it's really rewarding to know that I can manage my time better, and I can also explain better through Velocity what we're providing our students.
Right. It's interesting because I wanted to give more, marketing education to the viewers that are watching this, and, being able to narrow a very, what we call effective boom, boom, 1-2 punch in a marketing message, even if it's a small couple of sentences, is so incredibly powerful when you're really addressing the emotional needs of a student. They might tell you they're coming into, God, I want to drive the ball straighter and longer. I want to take, and fix my slice. And the very first thing every golf teacher does is go in and tries to fix, naturally, the hook, right? Well, wrong. No, that's not what you do. And it's so opposite of what most golf teachers, are typically doing versus, developing, first of all, a relationship with the new student, which is more important than just fixing their golf swing, because then you can have a longer term relationship with a student and their friends and their family members. You want to talk about referrals just skyrocketing when we have a different relationship, because we're really finding out what they really need above and beyond fixing their slice, above and beyond them telling us it's, oh God, I want to drive the ball 30 yards further. Great. That's a part of it. And then it's also not a part of it. So, when we're communicating, and, one of the things that you're starting to see is as we're putting a message out there, it also separates you from the competitors. Because how many golf teachers are in your area? Honestly, I mean, throw a rock and hit how many golf teachers, Dennis?
Probably 200 or 300.
200 or 300 competitors you have in what, a 15-mile radius?
Well, in the Denver metro area, I'd probably push it out to 30 miles.
30-mile radius. All right, 200 to 300 competitors. And you're all competing for a limited amount of students, and the bottom line is it's not the best instructor that's going to get majority of the market share. I think we'd all agree. We see a lot of instructors that don't care about their students the way that you do, and they're just in it for the money, or they're just in it, for ego reasons, or for whatever their motivation is. And there's different qualities of teachers in every industry, but it's true for golf instruction because it's a very competitive market, right? And you need to have something that separates you from all the competitors of why I'm going to sign up with you and I'm going to go with you versus the other couple hundred teachers in the Denver area, right? In your area. So have you found that these distinctions really separate you from the pack?
Yes, I am finding that. And I used to think unwittingly that my hook separated me because I was the only guy that promised you're going to play better or your lessons are free. but it didn't resonate. Now it's resonating because they see, as you say, there's so much more being offered than a golf lesson. They're getting a relationship, somebody that cares about every aspect of their golf game and cares about their happiness.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting. I call it the new breed of golf teacher. And, when we get more and more strategic and specific with our packages as well as our marketing message, and it can really impinge upon that specific, I say having the right bait in front of the right animal. And then we combine these other aspects of how, there is teaching methodology that works better than other methods to get faster results and to also nurture a longer term relationship. Instead of him buying, oh my God, I got a 10-pack. It's like, oh my God, that's nothing compared to what we're selling in marketing and having a student, stay with us, month after month, year after year, even sometimes. And that creates also a lot of financial security for your business, obviously. As well as a more fun, fulfilling relationship with the students. So I think this information is going to be, really helpful to the viewers and getting a chance to have them, get a little bit more of a taste of course, the Velocity program, plus something they can apply right now to their business. If they're, looking to grow their golf school into, 6 figures or multiple 6 figures or even 7 figures, the principles are the same. So I wanted to thank you, for sharing, your success. Congratulations on your very first new package sale here, being brand new with the Velocity program, and sharing and taking time out of your busy schedule, of course, with your new appointments and a lot of new appointments that have been coming in for you. So thanks again, Dennis, for taking time out of your busy schedule.
Well, thank you. I just want to say, over the years, I've always tried to make myself better and look for new and exciting things to do. The Velocity program has everything way beyond I had ever imagined. And anybody that wants to get Velocity behind their instruction program, they ought to get in here with us.
All right. Well, great. Well, thanks so much for your time, Dennis. That'll wrap up today's tip for the day. Have an incredibly prosperous week, and we'll see you on our coaching session and video chat tomorrow, buddy.
Very good. Thank you.
Take care.